Hey everybody, I'm Neil Mundy, aka the Mundus, and welcome back to Yesterland Toys. Today we're going to be reviewing Valaverse. That's right, Valaverse's 2A Action Force new release. I got those 4 figures in hand. Unfortunately, I don't have any of the weapons packs, but that's okay. I didn't get them. But I'm hoping to get those 2B weapon packs with my figures when they come. But I also got a couple comic books. So I'm pretty excited about it. I'm ready to dig into these. I've been waiting for them just like everybody else out there. And let's dig right into it. But before we do, remember to like and subscribe to my channel. Hit those notification buttons up in the top right hand corner. And remember, you want to do that in order to get all the latest content from me. All right? So grab yourself a favorite beverage, a snack, whatever you got to do. Sit right back. I'll see you on the other side.
Okay, guys, so I wanted to touch on this real quick. The shipper came to me with this box. Unfortunately, how the box got delivered, it was pretty messed up. And I don't hold Valaverse responsible in any way for this. This wasn't their fault. This was clearly the shipper 100%. It shouldn't have been, handled this way, but unfortunately, we know how shippers treat some of our boxes when they come to us. So it's not Valaverse's fault one bit. I've already reached out to Valaverse. They have actually have not responded back. Yeah, I don't really expect them to or not. It was more of an informational for me to let them know, hey, it's unacceptable, but it's not their fault. But I sent them pictures, and hopefully, they'll be able to look into their carrier and tell them, hey, listen, you guys need to treat our stuff better. But I get at the end of the day, the carrier's going to do what they're going to do, and they're not going to know how to handle this stuff. So there's just no respect for it. They toss this stuff around clearly and smash boxes on top of it. So, the good thing is not everything inside got overly damaged. Nothing's broken. I do have some tears and whatnot inside some of the action figure boxes. And I'll show you that here coming up. The figurines where their boxes got a little damaged, but it's not the end of the world. And, we'll go from there.
All right, guys, so I got them out of the box here. This is what I ordered with my 2A Action Force order. I've got from left to right, we got the Scarabs, we've got Sergeant Slaughter, we got Duster, and we got Rollout. I also ordered in this order, I got this comic book here. I got cover B, Edition 3, Action Force Mission Files, signed by Bobby Vala himself. I opted for that, for the signature, because it doesn't bother me. I'd rather have a signature. And then I have the Mission Files comic book, cover 5, or correction, cover B, issue 5. So those are pretty cool. I'll take a chance and read those and see what they're like and whatnot. But here's what I got in my order. Totally stoked to get into these and check these out. Where I wanted to mention where I had some damage, and like I said, I don't hold Valaverse accountable for it. Unfortunately, here in the display box here, or the packaging that Sergeant Slaughter came into, unfortunately it got crushed, and I'm not too happy about it. But like I said, it's not the end of the world. I don't hold Valaverse accountable for that. And obviously with Duster doesn't stand up. The box is bulging. It got, the weight of it got pressured down, and it kind of squished it in there. But nothing's broken. The good thing is none of the action figures are broken. I do have a small little tear right down here by the 14 plus age recommendation for these toys. Duster's a little bent and cockeyed inside the box, but it's not the end of the world. Like I said, I'm not going to keep these in box and display them. I'm going to pull them out of their package. Post them right there in front of Rollout. And Sergeant Slaughter, kind of the same thing. Unfortunately, I'm sure through that box being tossed around during shipping, it knocked his hat off. It would have been nice to see it on there, but it's not the end of the world. That's just me, little nitpick things on my end. But again, I do not hold Valaverse accountable for it. But looking at the artwork on the side, we got some great artwork here of Sergeant Slaughter. He's coming at you. Sergeant Slaughter 206. Again, we get standard, the cardboard, or correction, the character cutout on the back, his file name, his primary mission, you know, statement like what he does, his MOS, his secondary skills, his birthplace, and his rank and affiliation. You see all the other characters in the line. My trigger, though, should be coming in the 2B with my Desert Rat and the other characters, but overall, I'm really happy with the packaging. Yes, the outer blister, you might see some of these are kind of scratched and scuffed up, but on the inside, we actually have the plastic that it's around, so it keeps that display feature in there, you know, protected so it doesn't get scratched. So I kind of like that, what they did there. So it's pretty cool. All right, guys, like I was saying, this is Duster. Sorry about that. The light cut off. Didn't mean for that to happen. It just died on me. I had to pull out a secondary light. But anyways, you see on the back, it tells you in their combat file card who they are. Timothy Kennedy. Do your research on him. I touched base on him there for a quick second before my light crapped out on me. But he's one badass dude, man. He's just like the ultimate G.I. Joe. If there was any person to be your real life G.I. Joe, this is him right here, Timothy Kennedy. He is like the real G.I. Joe. But anyways, he's in our Action Force line, and I'd rather see him there than G.I. Joe because I don't think Hasbro would have done him justice. But that's just my opinion. But looking at the rest of these, man, I can't wait to get into these. So let's do it. All right, folks. So up first, we got Tim Kennedy here. Now, I will say, you do get, again, in the box, I forgot to mention this earlier, you get the preferred method of how to loosen up your figures by either putting them in water or using a hairdryer. I won't go into that. You guys all should know how to do that by now. If you haven't, just go up to Valaverse. They have the instructions up there on what to do, but it's pretty simple. 15 to 30 seconds on the character with the hairdryer, 45 to 60 seconds in water. Some people prefer the water method, but then you got to let it dry and whatnot before you really start playing with it. But anyways, that's you got to do that. You don't want to, you don't want to take a chance right out of the box. These are, pretty expensive action figures, so you want to make sure you don't do like I did in my last video and break one of the hands or anything like that when I did the trooper, or the riot guard, sorry. Review on. So anyways, with that being said, here he is, Tim Kennedy, right out of the box. Now, I have not loosened these up yet. Everybody knows how to do that. I'm not going to play around with them too much, but what I really want to stress on is the detail that went into each of these characters, right? So, for this price point, okay, you're not going to get anything better than this. Hasbro can't even do this. With all the accessories and all the different options that come with modifying this character, just off the top of my head when pulling them out of package, and that's not even including the accessories that were already on his vest and things like that, or around his leg here. Right out the bat, you're getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and then I put the gun in here, 14 accessories just in that plastic box that it comes in. So that's 14 right there, and then not counting the 2 mags, the knife, that's 15, 16, 17, 18 with the belt, 19 with the thigh pouch, and then the radio on the back, 20. So 20, almost 20 accessories. I could be missing one here and there or whatnot. 20 accessories for this price point. You're not going to go wrong. So this is the difference between Hasbro and Valaverse. Oh, and you get the stand. I'm sorry. So you get the stand too. Hasbro isn't doing that. So I don't know how much more I can explain this, right? It's been said numerous times. So anyways, I don't want to ramble on it, but you get 3 different sets of hands, including the 4th set of hands that are on the action figure themselves.
You have for weapons holding, closed fist punch, another accessory for holding smaller firearm or your rifle and all that. You get your binos or your night vision that you can attach here to the helmet, which is pretty cool. I mean, just little things like this is what ultimately sold me on getting these toys. So it was. I mean, it's just awesome to think that this is what the kind of work that Valaverse is putting out. But again, the stand on these 2As, Bobby addressed it a while back in one of his declassified videos. The figures stand much better on their stands, so you can't go wrong there. But overall, look at the detail on them. We can talk and talk and talk about the detail. There's just no other detail like this out there in an action figure for this price point that I think at this point. We got the no pin elbows here. We got the double locking joints. These are actually not too bad. They're already kind of loose, side to side on the head. The legs are a little stiff. You got the articulation in the feet. All the standard articulation that everybody pretty much knows about. So this is Tim Kennedy right out of the package. I mean, look at that face sculpt. That face sculpt is awesome. So let's see who's up next. And up next we have Rollout. Rollout, man. Look at Rollout is one badass dude, man. He is so cool. He comes with his alternate head, and I meant to say that with Tim over here. Tim comes with this screaming head, so it's really cool. Let me just pop that up there real quick so y'all can see it. He's got a really cool head as well. But anyways, Rollout here. Rollout's up next. You get the night vision goggles on there, and I mean, look at the detail. They put those blue lights in there to make it look like it's really turned on. You get an extra set of hands, 3 of them, including the one on the action figure themselves. So you got a total of 4, just like you do with the other ones. And you get his rifle. You get a knife right off in the pack. You get his side firearm. You get a couple extra mags. You get a pouch here on the thigh, and then when you turn him around here, this is where his knife would go. Slip right here in the back, which is pretty cool. I love that. That's just a cool little feature there. One thing I did notice with Rollout, I don't know if he has kind of the same molding in the feet as in the first series with the pegs and all that. He was a little bit harder to get on here, and I don't even think that has to do with formulating, the legs by warming them up or whatnot, or the feet to stick in there. It's just a little off, but a little playing around with it, and I got it. So, and then you get his rifle here, which is pretty cool. So Rollout looking cool. Doesn't have as many accessories as Duster over here, but it's all good. He's cool, man. I really dig him, and the graphics the design on him and the paintwork is just awesome, man. The detail that goes into these. And again, I keep coming back. Price point. For what you pay for these, you cannot go wrong. If this is your style of action figure collecting and modifying and accessories, you can't go wrong with Valaverse. And Bobby's just knocking these out of the park. So I am so impressed, and I can't wait to get them all. I'm like a kid all over again. Can't wait to get them all. So let's move on to the next one. And up next here we have the Scarabs. Scarabs fall into the family and the classification of the Swarm. They got a pretty cool backstory on how they operate and where they come from. More from a ground fighting force. Obviously their head here, it's like their whole receptor. They know when the enemy or they can just basically a full 360 degree, detection around them, and they're badass dudes, right? So they're gonna, like the Swarm, they're gonna swarm in on their enemy, and they're gonna show up without, if they show up, there's always gonna be a fight. So
Really, really cool. I like the backstory on the Scarabs and the Swarm. I wish I had a Swarm. I missed out on it in Series 1, but it is what it is. I'll pick one up eventually. The accessories you get on this, you get a rifle, you get a pistol. I've already put it in the holster. You get 3 sets of extra hands, including the 4 that are, or the 2 that are on the arms themselves, and you get 2 extra magazines. Turning them around, his knife slash like machete like goes into the sleeve right here, which is really cool. You can pull the pistol out right here and look at his gun. Almost kind of reminds me of like a taser, right? Kind of reminds me of a taser, but anyways, that's really cool. And the overall detail in him, I mean, he's just like like just his armor on there, you know, it's going to be hard to penetrate. So really, really cool. Really, really happy with him too. Like I said, I wish I had a Swarm and all that, but I don't. I'll get one at some point. But anyways, really cool here. Love the detail. And again, you know, for the price, you get all these accessories plus a stand. You can't go wrong. Moving on to our last and final guy. And last but not least, we have the man, the myth, the legend, Sergeant Slaughter. He's pretty badass, I'm not gonna lie. He's pretty badass, but he does have some flaws, unfortunately. And one or two of the first flaws that I noticed, if this is going to be an action figure that you're not going to be dealing with daily, changing his pose up, you know, things like that, however you're going to display him and interact him, I want to touch base on it first, and that's going to be ultimately his hat. This hat is pretty flimsy, but you know, it's not the end of the world, okay? You can get it on there, I'm sure. If you have to put maybe like a glue dot or something like that, or you really force it down, you can force it in there. But it's kind of flimsy. I know I bumped it a couple times and it just came off. The secondary thing I see a problem with is his glasses. His glasses, unfortunately, I mean, they're cool as hell when you put them on him, but they really don't sit on the eyes very well. They're very loose, and I would have rather seen like a clear, like little thin rubber band of some sort to help attach them so they don't fall off, but they're very easily accessible to falling off, so you need to be really careful with that. And they appear to be really flimsy, so I think over time they could dry out. They might bend enough to where, you know, they might break, but it's not a deal buster for me. It's just one of the things that I noticed right out the bat with him on this second version of him. Anyways, you get his grenade launch, or not, whatever they call it, grenade launcher, you know, cannon launcher. I do like the feature here. It does spin. That's pretty cool. So, you know, it's got that nice, you know, just those little extra details that they put into it to make it realistic, you know. So you can't go wrong there. You got your extra set of hands as usual. It seems to be like the common. You get three sets of hands plus the 4 on there. But in this one, you get an extra single hand, and that is Sergeant Slaughter, his pointing finger. So you can point like, you know, his notorious point that we know he's used to doing. You get a secondary hat, which is really cool. I like that. Now that fits a little bit more on there, better. And then ultimately you get a backpack with him, his duty gear backpack, and then you get his traditional vest that goes over his burst, and you can take off his gear here on the side, and then you get his typical looks like 44 Magnum modified or compensated. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Or it could be a Desert Eagle, or it could be a 50 cal. I don't think it is. It looks more like a Smith & Wesson 44 modified. But anyways, you get those with him, and you get his nice little holster that goes into. Clips back down in there real easily. Into the back. Boom. And his his extra accessories, his thigh pouch, his gear pack, field pack. I don't know if that falls under like the category of the South African field pack or what they call that one, but you get that as well. So for the price point on these, you can't go wrong. As I mentioned earlier, Hasbro's not putting this stuff out, the quality, so it's a no-brainer when it comes to Bobby stuff. So that's what you get with Sergeant Slaughter. You get all those nice accessories. You can't go wrong there with this figure. Again, the price point, I'm going to pound this till it's, you know, falling on deaf ears, right? Price point, price point, price point. You are not going to get a better action figure today on the market in this category for this price. Valaverse is knocking it out of the ballpark, and I'm going to say that every time, and it is what it is. So with that being said, here's my 2A Action Force action figures, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to like and subscribe to my channel. Remember to hit those notification button up there in the top of each video. Remember to tell your friends, share my videos, and as always, I'll see you in Yesterland. And I'm Neil Mundy, aka the Mundus. Take care. Hey guys, one thing that I forgot to mention was I forgot to show you guys the comic books, and I apologize for that. Again, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, both of these issues have been signed by Bobby Vala himself. So I haven't read them. I'm going to dig into them. I don't think I'm going to do a review on them. Comic books just aren't really my thing, but I really wanted them so I can understand the backstory. And I know this isn't all of them, and I know this doesn't, you know, tell me the whole storyline, but I'll get into those in all due time and hopefully, you know, be able to catch up, because this stuff is hot. It's hard to get. So as you get it, I'll try to read it and understand the storyline. But I'm happy with this line. I know you're happy with this line. And again, I appreciate everybody checking out my videos. Remember to like and subscribe, hit that notification button, and just remember to share my channel and my videos with your friends and amongst the toy community. It helps me grow. I try to put out positive videos, but I also try to expose, you know, videos or things when, you know, in videos when they're not done right, or corporations or things like that. And really haven't gotten into a lot of, if you will, bashing videos. Haven't really needed to, but I will point out the flaws. Like, there are flaws amongst the Valaverse line, but it's not a deal breaker for me. Unlike Hasbro on the Legends line. You all know where I stand on that. I'm sick of the Legends line. I don't want to beat it like a dead horse, but when I see issues and problems, when they arise, I'm going to be sure to let you guys know, and, you know, share that knowledge that I have within the toy community. So again, I appreciate it. As always, I'm Neil, aka the Mundus, and I'll see you in Yesterland.